Yes, my name is Wang. I have been a history professor at Rowan for about 30 years and have been mainly teaching Asian history, China and Japan be my focus. Yeah, Lunar New Year is, of course, as the name indicates, is a new year according to the lunar calendar. Lunar calendar has been popularly used in Eurasia, I think particularly in East and Southeast Asia. So on that particular day, then people celebrate the New Year, and the people include the Chinese on the mainland, people in Taiwan, and also people in the Korean Peninsula, as well as Vietnam. So mainly these four regions of the people who celebrate the New Year on the same day. But of course, you have people who are also using the Lunar New Year, but the New Year could be different. That's right, because it's a lunar, so it's falls in the later part of January and early part of February.
Great.
But you also have Lunar New Year. We also have like the leap month. So sometimes will be as late as say February the 10th. But usually will be say around like January the 15th, between January 15th and February maybe the 10th and so on. So this year is gonna be February the 1st. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's called Chinese New Year, but as I said, Vietnamese, Koreans, and also celebrate. The Japanese used to celebrate the New Year also according to the Lunar New Year day. But since 1873, they switched the New Year to Western calendar. So they will actually celebrate the same day as the January 1st in the common calendar. So, but the customs are still carry on this type of tradition, similar traditions. But the other thing is that, in particular in China, the New Year is also called Spring Festival. That's symbolic because it's a little bit early, but it is in anticipation of the coming of spring. So that's called the Spring Festival, and that custom has been kind of in a more like a recent practice, more a recent belief that in the old days, of course, is mainly is just for the beginning of the new year. And the Spring Festival, as I said, is associated with some new ideas. Is also mainly starting possibly several hundred years back. But then before that period, New Year can fall in. They still use the lunar calendar, but the New Year can fall in the winter times. So it can be in October to December. So, but gradually people may be a little bit tired of the winter, so they thought that the New Year should be after the winter, and we're gonna be mainly for celebrating or welcoming the spring season. So that's another sort of like a way of celebrating this holiday that's also anticipating this seasonal change, and then people are going to looking forward to a new year in a nice way. I mean, you have a lot of greens and so on. So that's another cultural meaning. Yeah. Well, a lot of things. First of all, it should be like as long as like 15 days. So besides the New Year Eve, so in counting the New Year Eve, you could be like 16 days. Of course, you have a lot of preparations as well. New Year's Eve will be a main dinner. Then for family gathering, so it combines Thanksgiving and Christmas, as well as some other things like particular days. So for the 5th day of the new year, and they thought that was the day for bringing the fortune to your family, or maybe the 15 days, that's called a Lantern Day. Then people will go to parade. So you have several kind of activities associated with the new year. But the main idea is for family gathering and paying respect to your ancestors. And many people will possibly do a lot of eating, a lot of drinking, right? But usually before they do that, they will go through a ritual, paying respect to the say heaven. That's like equivalent to God in East Asian culture, as well as to their ancestors. And so you have a solemn moment before you indulge yourself in nice drinking and nice food. And so, but the other thing is, a fun part is the thing that I bring to you that's called the red packets. And usually the first day of the new year, the parents will prepare those red packets with money, basic cash money, and in the red packets. And then the next morning when the kids get up, and the kid will actually say nice things to the parents or grandparents, and they will receive the red packets. Of course, they are very happy, and so that's a gift money, so they are able to buy the stuff. Well, the other part, of course, is for the new year, then how to celebrate this newness, right? And then usually the kids will be given new clothes, new shoes, new hats, and so on, and they will basically dress up for the new year. So that's another thing. So in a way, that the new year is really a fun memory for the children. Well, other traditions will be like saying in Chinatown, of course, if you go to Chinatown during the new year, the first day or second day, then they will have the line dancing. Line dancing, you have people who actually holding this it's sort of like a man-made like a line with a head, and they're doing, and a lot of those drums and beating, and also, of course, one thing is the firecrackers. Okay. Together with it, so it's kind of noisy, kind of a little bit crazy, but this is how people celebrate. And then also in Chinatown, those stores, the shops will give like a symbolic kind of red packets with the discount, like tickets, and also of course some of the gifts, and passing out to the audience. That's a fun moment. The other tradition will involve like visiting. It's not visiting your family. You pay respect. You will have this altar in your house, and you will pay respect, you bow, and so on. But then the second day, of the new year, usually you will pay visits to your relatives, nearby relatives. And the third day, depending on the regions, third day might be the day for you to visit your teachers and friends. So a lot of going on, between families and friends in that particular period. So that was a time for people to, this is a little bit different from other holidays. Say Christmas and so on, right? Christmas is more for family. So this is more like a community kind of a gathering as well. The regions also celebrate the New Year with some differences. The food is sometimes symbolic, because if you're talking about eating, then you have some people have to eat like a fish, because fish pronounced as yu means like you have some surplus, right? So surplus. So you have to eat like a yu, and the fish, and they often eat the fish, the whole fish, not just the fish fillet. The reason is also have the whole fish means the wholeness, right? It's talking about this, and also there's another way of, by the Lantern Day, people will eat those rice balls with the red bean kind of filling. It's a sweet. It's like a kind of dessert, but people also eat it in the morning as a breakfast, and that is also round shape, meaning that it's a nice way of showing that the life will be kind of roundabout, right? So you have different ways of that, and you also have a particular kind of vegetable. They will have this symbolic meaning, sometimes because of the vegetables pronunciation. Because in Chinese language, you have a lot of homonyms, right? Pronounced the same, but they use the word like the example when I said about the yu. Yu means surplus, but yu is also meaning fish. But they eat the fish, but of course they really mean to have some surplus in your family fortune.